Obadiah 1:6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? The answer is through the scriptures and through the prophets. This is Amos 3:7. And it reads, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his prophets, unto his servants, the prophets. Call Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. 144,000. And the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathens that look like the heathen nations, but indeed are our people. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And chopping it up via text message yesterday with our beloved elder apostle, Ramlab. And he sent me a couple images confirming exactly what I've been saying for, actually I started saying it publicly probably about 6-7 months ago, but something through the spirit of Yahawah Sham, the Lord just, gave it to me. And that was the fact that there's no such thing as Europe or the Middle East. That those are made up terms. Because when you go into the Bible, you go to scriptures like, for example, let me grab one. The word Europe was not being used. They never identified that portion of the landmass of the world as Europe. It was all Asia. All right. You won't find that terminology being used until much later, after the time of the Lord, the apostles, and the disciples. So this is Acts 18:1, and it reads, and after these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth. It didn't say anything about Europe. All right, and found a certain Judean named Aquila, born of Pontus, lately come from Italy. Still had said nothing about Europe. With his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all the Judeans to depart Rome, and came unto them. So that you won't find in the Bible the word Europe is not in there. But all these other places, Asia, Pontus, Rome, Spain, those things can be found in the Bible, but you never hear it referred to as Europe. Europe is a fraudulent social construct that was created by so-called white people like Benjamin Netanyahu. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it was one of his answers. I'm pretty sure that Johann Blumenbach was one of his people. And they created this whole black and white and the different, the whole, what they call it, Mongoloid, Caucasoid, and Negroid. And then they took those made up concepts, those man-made lies, those narrative controlling lies, and they married it to the Bible. And then they came, and they made the Negroid, the Caucasoid, and the Mongoloid. They made that Ham, Sham, and Japheth. That's what they did. And silly Christians go with it and believe it, because they'll be talking about the Bible, but then they'll talk about white or Caucasian. You can't believe in the Bible and believe in those terminologies. All right, because during the time of the Lord, no one really cared what you look like because of the scattering. When it talks about the wheat and the tares, because you have white people that look like Negroes. Why? Because their fathers are people like Benjamin Netanyahu. So just because you have melanin, just because you have some brown in your skin, does not make you, I've been saying it for a long time, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And vice versa. You also have Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites today, who lay seed in other women. And the children come out looking like those other women. Asian, Indian, so-called white. But with the understanding of the scriptures, you are the seed of your father, regardless of the circumstances. There were certain Hamite nations, only Hamite nations for that matter, that in the Bible we were forbidden to intermingle with and mix with. All right, we were forbidden to intermingle and mix with a certain Hamitic tribes that were in the land of Canaan, mainly because of their demonic ways of life. All right, and the Lord didn't want us to pollute ourselves with them. All right, that wasn't the case with all the other heathen. And being that we got scattered among them, in some cases, for some Israelites, there were no other women around for them to intermingle with and mate with, except for the women of the other nations. Matter of fact, let me find a couple examples in the scriptures. This is Tobit 13. The point is in verse 3. All right, but I'm going to start at verse 1. The point is in verse 3. And it reads, Then Tobit wrote a prayer rejoicing and said, Blessed be God that liveth forever, and blessed be his kingdom. All right, so Yahawashi is coming to set up his kingdom. Okay, it says, For he doth scourge and have mercy. He leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. And we've been brought to these hellish conditions here on earth. All right, and now we're about to be brought up again. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. So you can't get around, the Lord will let you die and then punish you when you come back. That's scriptural. All right. When you're born back into this earth, you live out your punishment. You remember the scripture said, I saw the place under the sun where judgment happened. The judgment happens here on earth under the sun. So nobody gets away. When you see them young people dying, babies dying, those are the ones coming back that thought they got away. That's why the Lord allows tragedy to happen to people, when they're young like that. If you can understand the scriptures and can extrapolate through the Spirit. But verse 3 in the point, Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. All right? To the point that some of us, even under captivity, were forced to mingle with them. All right? And as long as our seed line, as long as it's a man, because if you counting yourself through a woman, then you're lost. All right? It's through the seed of man. The man implants his seed into a woman, and then his seed is already a bloodline, already a race of people. She just happens to nurture his seed. That's why women bear children and men begot children. All right? So now that we got that understanding out of the way, that lie, that false narrative, let's look at the one that's obvious on the screen. 2 videos. West Asia braces for Iran's revenge on Israel. Iran issues veil to threat of U.S. around the world. All right. The next video, U.S. moves military assets to West Asia. All right. So let's find out what West Asia is. All right. Because he just told you West Asia and Israel all in the same sentence. Iran is in West Asia. Jordan is in West Asia. Okay. So let's look at this map that I've used before. And I actually have a copy of this map. This thing is a weapon. All right. This map is a weapon. So I have the very map that you're looking at on the screen, laminated. Okay, but let's make it larger. Here we go. So let me adjust the camera so we can see it properly. And what you're looking at is a complete map of Asia. Hold on, there we go. There it is. You're looking at a complete map of Asia from Spain. Let me get my pointer. All right. From Spain, let's take it across. all the way to Japan. All the way up here to northwestern Asia. All right, you can see the Bering Sea. North Korea, South Korea, China, Mongolia, said Central Asia. And then we go back over here. We start heading toward Western Asia, where it connects to Africa. Now, if you look up to what they fraudulently call Europe, when he said that's all Asia. Because you can walk, you can get on a horse and buggy, and you can go to Kyrgyzstan. You can go from Kyrgyzstan down into Saudi Arabia. As a matter of fact, you can go from Spain, horse and buggy on Spain, into Bulgaria, and go and walk right across into Turkey. There is no, there's a connection here. This is one landmass. Esau Edom is a liar and trying to control the narrative. Okay, let's get some more evidence. All right, this is what the apostle has sent me. This question here. All right, and he screenshotted it, so I just decided to put it in, and there it is. It popped up. It says the geography of Jordan. Matter of fact, let's zoom in. All right, make sure you can read and screenshot it. The geography of Jordan. Jordan is situated geographically in West Asia, south of Syria, west of Iraq, northwest of Saudi Arabia, east of Israel and Palestine territory. Once again, geography of Jordan. Jordan is situated geographically in West Asia. So they came up with this term Middle East. And they tried to apply race to it, whiteness. And whiteness is made up itself. That wasn't even created until 1681 in Virginia, right here in good old America. Right, when they came up with that fraudulent term, the term white. So let's go down to Western Asia. Europe is a part of Western Asia, Northwest Asia. All right. So let's put the screen back on it. We'll read a couple scriptures. But yeah, let's zoom in. So it told you that Jordan, let me come back out. I'm going to get it all. It told you that Jordan, which is sitting right there, is in Western Asia. Jordan is right next to Israel. And that is the home of the Edomites. And the elder apostle, Ramab, did a very edifying video on how Edom tries to, say that Edom is done away with. That the so-called white man says that Edom is done away with. And they, because they trying to control the narrative when they are the Edomites. All right, and then Edom, when Edom gets erased off the face of the earth, is done by the tribes of Israel, all 12. The Lord is going to give them into the hands of the 12 tribes. They're the ones that do it. So if a billion people were wiped out by another set of a billion people or a couple 100 million people, however, I would say it has to be probably, on the earth, almost close to 1 billion Edomites. All right. When you start counting them up worldwide, they're the smallest of the nations. So, in the high 100 millions at minimum. But, compared to the rest of the nations, they're very small. All right. But don't forget, they have spread their seed. They have had control over the earth for about the last 600 years. And they raped Rob. So there's a lot of melanated people who are actually Edomites. So you have to count them as well. They won't do that, though. Because they're just going to count by according to, skin color, which is all a part of that lie, which they have tried to attach to something that they fraudulently call the Middle East. And we just showed you through their own sources that that's not it. All right. It was Asia. You know, there's a scripture in, let me see if I can find it real quick. In Maccabees. I think it was Maccabees, the 8th chapter. I remember reading it. Where there was some dealings. Let me see. You know what? Let me do it this way. Pop up this way. Yes, First Maccabees 8:3. And it says, and what they done in the country for the of Spain for the winning of the mines of silver and gold, which is there. All right. And then you continue to read down. Now I'll just read down when you get to verse 6, because hold on, let's bring Spain onto the screen. So there you go. So now you can see Spain in the corner there in Western Asia, the most westernest point. The most westernest point of Asia is Spain. So I'm gonna read First Maccabees 1:8. 1:8. First Maccabees 8th chapter 3rd verse. And what they had done in the country of Spain for the winning of the mines of silver and gold, which is there. All right, so we're talking about Spain, and Spain is a country, not a continent. Spain sits in the continent of Asia, and by their policy and patience, they had conquered all the place, though it were very far from them. See how far it is from North Africa and Western Asia, where everything was set up. Okay, it says, and the kings also that came against them from the uttermost part of the earth, till they had discomfited them and given them the great overthrow, so that the rest did give them trouble every year. Besides this, how they discomfited in battle Philip, the Persian kings of Kittims. All right, so now we're talking about Kittim, which is Kittim was what, somewhere around, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, Kittim is somewhere. Where is Kittim? I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at this map. Kittim is near Macedonia. All right, which is just above Turkey, next to matter of fact, there it is. There's Macedonia. You got Albania, Macedonia, Bulgaria, and then and you can walk from there. Didn't mean to tap the screen. Let's go back. Wrong map on the screen now. I lost my map somehow. There it is. Damn it. I don't know what happened here. Slovakia. Didn't mean to tap the screen. Give me a second. It even says geopolitical Asia there. Well, nevertheless, you saw it. I'm not going to fight with that thing. All right. As you can see the news stories here. Iran attack on Israel, and it's calling it Western Asia. U.S. military moves assets to West Asia. So they're just caught. They're busted in their own lives. But let me go back. Let me finish this. First Maccabees. In 5, it says, besides this, how they had discomfited in battle Philip and Perseus, the king of Kittims, which others that lifted up themselves against them and had overcome them. How also Antiochus, the great king of Asia, didn't say Europe, Didn't say Europe. All right. It said the great king of Asia. And so since they want to act up, we'll just use my map. All right. Just use mine. Call Halal. They ain't stopping nothing. Okay. The great king of Asia. So it's connecting. So they just because you painted the portion that you fraudulently call Europe yellow, it's still Asia. All right. You can paint it whatever color you want. It still doesn't make it not be Asia. There's Macedonia. So it talked about the country of Spain, but then it said the great king of Asia. This is all Asia. See? From the Bering Sea over here to the from the Bering Sea all the way back across to Spain, and by foot right out of what they fraudulently call Europe, you can walk right down into Turkey, into Western Asia, the lower part of Western Asia. So you got Southwestern Asia and Northwestern Asia, and they refer to Northwestern Asia as Europe. These people are liars, man, and they're exposed. So I'm using their own resources, not my own, and the words from the Bible, which is the most accurate history book ever written. Okay? Let me grab another scripture. This is one of my favorite scriptures, or set of scriptures. This is 2 Ezra 6:27 and 28. And it reads, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath so long been without fruit, shall be declared." Call Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakaha, Qadash, Kwam, Yasharala, the Baba Ball.